So in 2017, you made the claim.
Greatest athletes in the world.
Greatest athletes in the world.
So let me explain that to you first.
Yeah. Break it all the way
Come
down.
on.
Yeah. So that is, I guess that's my Noah Lyles moment. That's what everybody's going to say.
Yeah, we got to talk about this.
So when you look at first things first, let me tell you how this started. That was the first tournament where I was on TV, and I called my uncle.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, hey, Jay, what do I do? And he was like, this is going to be the world's introduction to you into the sport of the long drive. I said, okay. All right. And I was just like, I said some foolishness. And the thing I knew was this. So there was no sports on that day. It was the summer. The only thing that we were competing against for TV time on ESPN, as far as Sportscenter was concerned, was women's softball. College baseball wasn't there. The finals was on the off day. NHL and NBA were both on the off day that day. Yeah. So there was no sports on except for women's softball and the College World Series. Men's College World Series was over.
Oh, snap. Okay.
So I'm just like, man, I'm going to say some really outlandish stuff. And what I was saying was, so if you look at the vast majority of people in the sport of long drive, they were all athletes in another sport.
Yeah.
Professionally.
Okay.
And their careers were ended because of injury. Yeah. Most of them. Mine was just fizzled because it was done. Yeah. You know, it was over. But I didn't have any animosity towards my career. Mm-hmm. And I see all these guys from whether they were, I mean, hell, there were 3 of them that were first round draft picks in the MLB draft.
Damn.
So there were guys who were legitimately like that. You had a few guys who had played European basketball because they were from Europe. They weren't American.
Yeah.
We had an Olympic handballer. We had, I mean, the guys who were there, I was like, it's a combination. When I say the greatest athletes, I mean, when you look at the vast amount of sports backgrounds that these guys came from, I was like, some athletic motherfuckers in this motherfucker. Like, it ain't just, and so not saying to play golf, you have to be the greatest athlete.
Yeah.
It was the background of the athletes that I was competing against.
I hear what you're saying.
They were not just, I mean, you could be an awesome football player, but theoretically not be a great athlete.
Yeah.
In theory. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
football takes a great athletic ability, but to transcend into other sports and be good or be great may not.
It might, not everybody could do it.
Right. Not everybody could do it. And when I'm sitting there looking at a group of 70 guys and 35 of them played professional sports in something else at a high level, and a lot of them at the top. Yeah. I'm like, I mean, we had 2 dudes who were, I think they were Olympic qualifier javelin throwers from other countries. Wow. Like, it was like some of the stuff that I just started noticing that some of these guys were doing. I mean, we had one guy from Canada who was an Olympic high jumper.
Oh, wow.
He turned into like a long drive. So I'm like, this is like.
I was about to make a comment, but like those last 2 sports you named was a little bit different. I feel like the first one you named, handball.
It was like something to do with your arms throwing.
Well,
like
handball, I feel like it's just like hand-eye coordination. Like baseball, like that's a lot of coordination that goes into that. Like,
which is similar to golf. But then when you start talking about some of this other shit,
yeah, like high jump, like, okay, well.
I'm like, oh.
Okay.
All right. Like, I don't know where that came. So when I looked at it, it was just that part. And then what ended up happening was, I'll never forget that. That was the craziest thing ever because I ended up losing in the second round on TV. And we're at KFC and I'm down in the dumps.
Yeah.
Sitting there with Phyllis. We're just chatting, talking. And my brother calls me and I was like, yeah, man, I know. I'm sorry, dog. Because everything I'm living was not what I thought I was going to live. Yeah. I thought like the athlete was my brother, not me. He broke his ankle first snap in his college career.
Damn.
First play, first snap. Kickoff, shattered his ankle. He was done, right? So growing up, our whole thing is we thought he was going to be the one because he was the truth. But I was perfectly okay with that. I didn't have any bitterness, any resentment to my brother for that. I was like, man, my brother's a fucking man. Fuck y'all. You know, they were like, you ain't shit. I was like, yeah, but my brother is. Fuck y'all. I don't care. Like, so it didn't bother me. But he called me and he was screaming. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, y'all, you're on Sportscenter. I was like, yeah, you know, long drive is nothing else on TV. Of course we're going to be on Sportscenter. like, they're going to show us. He's like, no, motherfucker, you on SportsCenter. Nobody else is on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm on SportsCenter? I didn't win. He was like, shouldn't me? On here, it looked like you did. And so, like, the clip is wild. Like, they show Kevin Durant, and they're talking about the Warriors in the NBA Finals, and then they're talking about me.
That's crazy.
And the way how they showed that whole clip, you would have thought I won the damn tournament. They ain't show nobody else.
Wow.
It was the wildest shit on God's green earth. Wow. And my brother and he's like gassed because when you're, when you grow up in the late 90s, the only thing was to be on SportsCenter. Like, either you had your picture in the paper or a clip, and God forbid, and especially us, because Stuart Scott came from Orlando. So he did. Wow. So what you all saw on SportsCenter, he was doing in Orlando when we were in high school. So we wanted to be on the sports show, on West TV, Channel 2. We wanted to be on his sports highlight. That was what you wanted, because he was going to give you all that flavor on the commentary. So we was looking for that. And then for it to end up on SportsCenter, like, my brother was yelling and screaming, and I'm sitting in the KFC. I can't see it. I was like, dog, I'm going to the room right now. And so I sit there, and when I walked in the room, they had just done the top 10 plays. So I sat there for the hour just waiting on it to come back.
Yeah.
Just waiting on it to come back. And he was like, bro, it's coming back. I was like, bro, I'm in front of the TV. And then we both just started hollering and screaming.
That's lit.
And I was like, all right.
That's the moment, bro.
That's
the moment.
That was pretty dope. So I think that year I was on top 10 plays like 4 different times that year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
okay.
You was top 10.
Yeah, smacking it.
I was like Mr. Top 10.
All right.
I got a random question. Do you go to Topgolf?
No.
Okay.
There would be no fucking reason. Why would he waste his money on that?
Well, so I actually get Topgolf for free.
I would assume.
But I don't go, right? So I'll, like, my nephews and stuff, they want to have like their little party and stuff. So I'll go and get it for free for them. I'll sit for an hour and then I'll bounce.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But I get it. Yeah, I get it for them. But
you said it's fun. It's fun for us.
Listen, my next question was like, have you ever cleared the net? Like, I've been seeing baseball players.
The net is like 200 something.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, clearing the net.
It's not even 250. Yeah, it's not even 250.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard to clear the net. I'm fine with that. It's okay.
He been there.
He got recognized. He said he hit 380.
For me, it's more about like clearing the net's cool, but then you look at what's behind Topgolf, right? So you start thinking about safety.
Come on, you trying to have him hurt somebody out here?
Yeah.
Sweet. Imagine you're on the damn freeway and the goddamn.
Well, in Atlanta, that's what it was.
Exactly.
Right. In Atlanta, that's what it was. So there was what was that?
That's how it is in Memphis.
400. The highway 400 was right on the other side.
You trying to get somebody hurt, sweet.
Yeah. Nah. So that's what
you can't. A golf ball come in like damn near 150 miles per hour. You going 80 on the freeway right to your windshield.
Not a good look.
It's not a good look.
No, that's a hospital visit.
Yeah.
So it might be Mo.
I never did any of that.
Yeah, no, we never.
No, thank you.